Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Mental Health with Megan. I actually think this is the 25th episode, so we've definitely come a long way. Today I'm here with a special guest, Rebecca from the Shen.
Hello, hi.
So we are going to be talking about self-care today, and we're going to dive into some questions about self-care and what it's like owning a business and being a massage therapist, because that is a very important part of self-care for a lot of people. So we love to see that. Self-care is very important.
Yes.
I know both of us, we love to participate in self-care, and I also know how important it is, because sometimes as a business owner you forget about it. And you get so busy, wrapped up taking care of everyone else, you forget about yourself. So we have some questions today for Rebecca that she's going to dive into a little bit more for you guys, and we're just going to talk about self-care and how important it is.
Yes.
Okay, first question. What made you want to be a massage therapist?
It's very interesting because I never dreamt of it, like at all. Always thought that I was going to be a nurse. I thought I was going to work in the hospital. I had been in the hospital as a patient many times growing up with certain health conditions, and oddly enough, I loved the atmosphere. Everybody was always like, "Why do you love the atmosphere?" I was like, "I don't know. I just like it here. I like hearing things and learning things and seeing everybody help each other out." And growing up, I went to school for medical assisting. I worked in the healthcare field for many years, and that was just what felt like it was next on the list, was becoming a nurse. So I went to school, got all the classes I needed. When it came time to apply for schools for the nursing program, I wasn't in love with it anymore. I was like, I don't like it. I don't like this world for myself. I was a different person. I grew. I learned things. I learned things about myself and realized that there's other ways to take care of people, but just in this world, it's not for me anymore. So I started trying to brainstorm, all right, what am I going to do? What's next in my life? I had taught yoga for a few years, so I knew that that's kind of where I wanted to take my care for people, was not so much the Western medicine, but more so like how do we get in tune with our body and our mind and what our body needs holistically.
Yeah.
So I found New York, oh my god, what is it called again? New York College of Health Professions. I have major brain fog today. New York College of Health Professions in Syosset. I applied for their massage program. I went there, and on my first day, I was like, awesome. Like, we got to practice massage therapy on each other. We learned traditional Chinese medicine. We learned Asian body work, reflexology, trigger point therapy. What else did we learn? Oh my goodness. Medical massage. We learned so much aside from just Swedish massage. And I fell in love with it. And I was like, all right, this is the path that I think I'm meant to take. So I'm just going to keep rolling with it. I'm very much like a go with the flow of where my life is supposed to go, so I just trusted the path and I kept on, and here I am.
And now here you are in your own massage suite. That must be such a cool feeling.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a great feeling. And yeah, it can be like kind of hard sometimes to figure out what's next. For me, I'm always like, oh, what's next? I don't want to figure out what's next. I'm like, but you like you said, you go with the flow, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah, so like, just say yes to things.
Yeah,
go for
which
it.
Which is what you got to do.
Yeah,
even when it's scary. Yeah.
And I've learned that from you too.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I have a lot of friends that are nurses, and while some of them love it, it's also a very stressful, hard job. So it's good that you took a different path, and you still get to help people in a different way, but also kind of similar. You're still helping people. It's still a medical, profession, and I never knew how much went into massage until I met you, and seeing all your videos and coming to get massages and like realizing how it made me feel and stuff. Like every time I come here for a massage, I leave and I feel like so much lighter and just so much better. And now that's a big part of my self-care, is like, okay, let me put aside the time and the money, and every month I'm gonna go get myself a massage to just take a load off and like de-stress. And also I have a lot of problems with like my neck, my shoulders, my back, tension, so much tension. So it's really been helping me, and I know that like a lot of people, everyone comes in here and it's helping them too. So it's a really cool feeling, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
Okay, so I noticed that your business seemed to take off very fast. So I want to know how that made you feel, and how did that experience kind of open your eyes?
It made me feel a lot of gratitude because I know how hard it is to get yourself out there and to show up every day for a business where nobody knows who you are at first, nobody knows where you're located, what you do, what you offer, how they could feel if they came. So it was very nerve-wracking at first. First opening, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What if nobody books? What if I did all of this and it was for nothing? And then I kept, just recentering, coming back to myself and saying, you wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't going to be successful. Like, you wouldn't be doing this for no reason. And if, God forbid, it doesn't work out, at least you can say that you tried.
Yeah.
So with the rapid success, I'm just so grateful. And I know that there will be weeks and months that sometimes I'm not so busy, and in those weeks I take advantage of, all right, what do I need, because this week is slow because maybe I need extra sleep, or maybe I have to do admin work that I've been putting off because after a day of work I don't feel like going on the computer anymore. So it's been really cool. It's been awesome to build a friendship on social media with other massage therapists and estheticians and entrepreneurs, and
it's a big community. A lot of networking.
Exactly. And at least the people that I have found have been very helpful,
which is
non-competitive.
Yes.
That's been important to me because the more that you help others, the more you're going to get help in return, the more you're going to grow.
That's true.
So I guess the fast success has taught me just to make sure that I stop and look around and just be grateful and thankful and thank God every single day for what I have. And to know that things could be different and to be okay with it.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And like you said, that you're meeting all these great people. I saw a quote recently that said, collaborations happen at the top and competition happens at the bottom.
Absolutely.
So that's been stuck in my head a lot too, because I've realized all these people I've met, not all of them, but some of them along the way, it's very competitive and they don't want to help you and stuff, and I'm like, that's so, gives me like a weird feeling. I'm like, it's so weird.
Agreed.
But, when you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path at the top, people are gonna realize what you're doing, realize your work, and help you. Like when I started my event planning business, I had a very successful local event planner reach out to me like, hey, I see that you're doing this is great, if you have questions or you need help, reach out to me. And now I've gotten to work with her on events, which is really, really cool. And then, like you said, that you're showing up every day, and sometimes that can be hard, especially in the beginning, when you have all these negative thoughts, because I'm the same way. I get all those bad thoughts that like it's not going to work out, and it's scary because it's a business is something you're putting a ton of time and energy and money into, and it's scary. But I have a mentor who I love very much, shout out Melissa, and she said that you only fail when you quit. And when I was really down and out, and I was talking to her about it, I was like, I'm so discouraged, like this isn't working the way I want it to. She was like, you only fail if you quit. And I was like, she's right. Like, if I stop doing this, then it will have been all for nothing, and I'll never know where it's gonna go. So, owning a business is scary. It's a big leap of faith. It's a lot of time, energy, effort, and work. And like I say, I'm always so grateful for this whole community of entrepreneurs and stuff, because not everyone knows what it's like to own a business. A lot of my family and friends, they don't get it. Like they're like, you're never working. I'm like, you don't see all the work that goes behind.
It's so true.
Behind the scenes.
It's so true. And going back to, you only fail if you quit. In business, like, it could take years to find success. Like, I would say I've been doing well, but at least for my own caliber, I'm like, I've got so many plans, and I know that this is just the beginning. So even for you, for anybody, like, it could take 2 years, 5 years, 10 years
Yeah.
before you really see that success. Like I've always been told to, like, don't expect to be like wealthy right away. Like,
Yeah.
all that money you're making is funneling back into the business,
Yep.
but don't look at that as you not being successful.
Yeah.
Look at it as, at least I have that money to funnel back
that's an opportunity to grow.
and just keep taking opportunities to talk to people, to get out there, to
Yes.
meet people. Like, I never thought that I would be going to networking events.
I never thought either, no. I never knew how important they were until I started going, and I was like, wow, like, this is so important.
It so is, and I was that person that didn't like to go to school.
Me either.
I would cry in the parking lot of college at Suffolk because I did not want to go inside. I was so nervous to even, what's that saying? Being perceived. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to
About
even be
how
seen
you'd be perceived.
walking. So to know now that I'm going to networking events by myself and just, like, if I talk to people, cool. If not, it's fine.
It's
at least
whatever.
you're there.
Yeah.
And I think that helps too a lot with the anxiety, the imposter syndrome, the doubts, the negative self-talk, because you're proving to those thoughts and that person within you that, like, nope, I can do it. I can still do it.
Yeah, I was the same way. I had a horrible time in school, in middle school, in high school, and I was always so worried about how everyone was going to judge me, and I was bullied so bad, so that, it didn't help.
I'm so sorry.
That was like, oh, like, I'm supposed to go to school and be miserable all day, every day, 5 days a week, like, it was not working out for me.
It wasn't a good time.
It wasn't a fun time. But then I think back on that, and I'm like, when I was in school, and I felt all that anxiety and how, like, everyone was being so judgmental and so mean, I would literally walk through school and, like, look down at the ground, and that was, like, I wouldn't talk to anyone, I would just walk through school, look down at the ground, go to my classes, do what I had to do. And then now, sometimes I'll still catch myself doing that when I'm, like, at a networking event or something, and I'm like, just look up. Like, this is not high school.
Little reminders.
This is not high school anymore. These people are adults that are, seem to be much more welcoming, and if they're not, they're not. You're gonna meet some good people, you're gonna meet some not so good people, and you just gotta keep going.
Keep being you.
Keep being you.
Yeah.
Don't let that, like, allow you to shift your personality, and, because in high school and middle school, I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, just to get people to like me.
Right.
So now I'm like, you can't do that anymore.
Right.
Just be you. Like, I got so bullied for having this YouTube channel, and now I'm like, if I stop doing this, like, what would I be doing with my life
what
now?
What do you have, like, over 1,000 followers now? Like,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For a YouTube channel, like, that's hard.
It is hard
so
to grow
hard.
a YouTube channel. Yeah. It's been, 6 years, and I'm like, the crazy part
That's
is
success, though.
all those people that were, like, bullying me in middle school and high school about it, they, like, subscribed to my channel, and they were watching my videos and liking them, and, even if they were watching them to make fun of them, I was like, well, you're helping me out, so
you're still watching.
So it's kind of funny, and you never know where life is going to take you. Like, now, like, even though I'm not, like, wealthy off of it, or I'm not making a ton of income off of it, to be able to call, like, making content my side hustle is so freaking cool.
And it's something you love doing. So that right there, you're rich with that, because you're doing something that you love to do. And you're meeting people. And you're learning along the way about how you want to run your business, and what you want to do, and how you want to change things and grow. And I just think it's fun being a creative.
It is.
Really
It is fun. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's so draining and so tiring.
For sure.
But there's the negative and the positive to everything. So you can't really let yourself get caught in the negative of it. But yeah, being a creative and being able to create so many beautiful things is really cool. Whether it's content or a place like this. And then you had the Shen Den, and now next door you have the Red Den, which is really cool. I'm super excited to see it.
I'm excited for you to use it.
I'm excited to see it, excited to use it. And another thing about, like, making content is, like, I get to promote myself and my brand and my business, but I get to promote a lot of other people's businesses too. Not only do I get to promote my brand and myself and my business, but through social media I get to promote for a lot of other people, a lot of friends. Anytime I make a purchase from a small business, I'm like, let me get on really quick, make a video. It takes 2 minutes or less, and it can greatly help, the small business get a couple new followers, new customers, new orders, whatever. So that's really cool too. And not everyone's like that. A lot of people tend to say, like, oh, I support small businesses, but they don't, you know, like, they just say that, but they really don't take the time to appreciate and, you know, support them. But because I've been running a small business for, like, as long as I can remember, I know how much time and effort goes into it and how much love goes into, like, every order and every customer taking the time to even just reach out. Even if it's just for a consult, like, okay, this person is looking at my page, they're interested in what I'm doing. So that's really cool, too, that through content creation, I can do something that I love and help people out, you know, so that's really cool.
And it's fun.
It is so much fun. It is so much fun. Anything can be content.
It really
Anything can be content. I take my phone and my camera everywhere I go. Half the time, I'm always a little bit, like, self-conscious about, like, new friends and people looking at me filming and stuff and people, like, judging me about it, but I'm starting to realize that, like, half the time they don't even notice.
Right.
You know, like, if I'm taking a video of my drink or my food or myself or whatever, they're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, you wanting to have a YouTube channel?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so, Rebecca's told me in the past, like, I have thought about having a YouTube channel for so long, and I always tell her and anyone else who, like, says it to me, because a lot of people do, just do it. Like, it's one of those things that, like, it's scary because you're putting yourself out there to be judged, and not everyone is going to be nice, you know? YouTube comes with some really nasty people and some hate comments and things like that, but when you, like, learn how to not let that get to you, you'll get to a point where you'll read a hate comment and you'll be like, whatever. Like, this person is hiding behind a phone screen, probably miserable, not doing what they want to do, they're unhappy with their life, you know, like, has nothing to do with me. So yeah, like, what do you think is really stopping you from starting a YouTube channel?
It used to be fear of judgment. Now it's just the work that goes into it, to be quite honest, because, you know, I post my little reels and my pictures.
And even that, ton of work.
Yeah, like, I just discovered CapCut.
Yes, lifesaver.
God. Because I was editing all my reels on Instagram. So, like, you know, they come out decent, but it took time. It still takes time on CapCut, don't get me wrong, and on TikTok and, like, all of that. But, I think, now it's just, like, not finding the time, making the time. Yeah. And figuring out kind of what I want to post. I had somebody reach out to me on Facebook because my reels shared on my Facebook, and they were like, "Did you ever consider posting, like, full content massage sessions to YouTube?" Yeah. And I was like, you know, I have actually. Like, I already have the YouTube name, like the channel name that it would be. I know what I would do. It's really about executing it now at this point.
So you kind of got it planned out, but you gotta, like, make the time to set aside.
Yeah, I have the vision. I have exactly what I would do. I kind of have a camera. Yeah. It's not mine, so I need to get it.
Yeah, I didn't, like, I just got this camera, like, a year ago, and I was, like, so scared, because I was like, it's so expensive. What if I buy it? What if it breaks? You know, what if I don't like it? Still don't even know how to use it half the time.
But it's a good investment on yourself, too.
It is. It's a great investment. You know, I love filming with it. It's kind of, like, easier when I'm out in public, especially, instead of, like, having my phone and being like, you know, like, hey guys, like, if I have my camera, it's, like, a little more professional. Yes. People are like, oh, you know, she's a vlogger, whatever. So it's been fun. It's been a good time having the camera. It's definitely worth the investment.
Right.
But I was so scared to make the initial investment because I'm like, I'm horrible at technology. Like, people wouldn't think that based off of my social media, but I am. Like, it's just so hard to learn. There's so many things that go into it.
It really is.
So, but yeah, it is a big time commitment to, you know, I try to upload as much as possible, but a podcast can take me, you know, multiple days. I have to kind of break it up and editing it.
And you have to take out, like, the dead space.
Yes,
right,
like, even that, just even the simplest of editing, just taking out the dead space or, you know, taking out a part I didn't like, whatever. The simplest, just cutting the video takes forever.
Because you not only spent however many hours making it, now you have to spend the same amount of time listening to it.
Yes, over and over.
Oh my gosh.
And that can be hard too, because sometimes I'm like, I'm not in the mood to listen to myself talk.
Exactly.
So
hearing myself talk, I, like, dry heave sometimes.
I have the same thing about that. It's very weird.
I think we all are like, I prefer not to hear myself.
It's a weird feeling, definitely. Like, a weird, like, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
But,
I
like,
mean, I'll definitely make a YouTube soon.
Yeah. I'm waiting.
But
I'll be your first subscriber.
Yeah. I'm like, it'll definitely come soon.
Yeah.
Pauline, right?
Yes, yeah.
She reached out to me because I did an interview last week. She's like,
Yes.
I wanna do one next.
Yeah.
I don't know if she meant she wanted to interview me or she wanted me to interview her, but I did
Yeah.
tell her about my plan with the YouTube channel.
Yes.
So there is definitely stuff in the works. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, it's
you know?
time and when and but that's another thing I've learned through YouTube and through it being so time consuming is like if I don't upload this week, I don't upload this week.
Right.
If I miss a month, I miss a month. Like it's easier to keep subscribers than it is on like Instagram and TikTok where everything's fast paced and people will follow you for a day and see one video and unfollow you. It's not like that. You know, once you have the subscribers, it's very easy to keep them and maintain them. Which is cool. You know, it's not like if I don't post, you know, maybe I'll lose a couple subscribers, but I've never had anyone be like, oh my god, you skipped a podcast episode, or, you know, nothing like that.
Well, look at Jessie Smiles. She would go months without posting, and she still had hundreds of thousands of followers.
A lot of people do that because it just is time consuming, and sometimes you just need a break.
Yep.
And other things in life take precedent over, you know, filming a YouTube video. And I'm like, alright, I've learned to kind of just not be so hard on myself. As much as I want to be, like, diligent with it and consistent and have the posts ready and do the editing, sometimes, especially, like, I really don't like editing. Especially because I'm doing it constantly on my phone for Reels and TikToks, and then I have to, like, sit down at my laptop and edit. I'm like, oh my god.
Your brain just, like, is done.
Yeah, it's so much, like, focus, and editing takes so much time, and, like, personally, I don't really think I've ever enjoyed sitting down on iMovie and editing a whole 45-minute long, you know, video and all these clips and all this footage. It's a ton of work.
The end result.
Yes, yeah, it's a ton of work.
But in that regard, too, like, at least because of that, at least you're posting more authentic quality content instead of just posting for the sheer fact of I need to get something out once a week or once a month, or you're taking your time with this,
like even like Shane Dawson, like he posts, you know, every 2 weeks for the podcast, every month and a half for his main channel, so like you're making good quality content because you're really taking the time to think about what you want the video to be like, so that is true. It's a very good way to think about it. Yeah. Okay, what's next? Okay. What do you struggle with the most when it comes to running a business and balancing work and life?
What do I struggle with the most? Definitely my sleep schedule. It's wild. I am here. I see clients until, depending on what day it is, till about 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, but it always goes past that because we're chatting or I'm working on them and I feel like I need to spend more time in a certain spot, or somebody shows up late from work, and like I understand that things happen and I love my clients and I know that they don't take advantage. It's just life happens. So like after that, I don't leave here right away. Then I have to, you know, clean up, shut the place down. I go next door sometimes, and because I'm very good friends with my landlord now, so I hang out with her while she's doing her stuff. She's a doctor. So we'll be brainstorming business ideas. Before you know it, it's 11:30. I'm getting home.
Yes, at midnight.
Dinner yet? Yeah. So now I gotta eat something.
Yes.
By the time I get into bed, it's midnight, and then you know I'm not going to sleep yet.
Yeah, you have to take the time to wind down at that point. Like I cannot go home and just go to bed. It has to be a whole, you know, routine. Your skincare, get ready, relax. Like so,
Cuddle the cats.
Yes, I definitely feel that. That can be tough with the sleep schedule thing.
The sleep schedule is rough. I don't have like this is what time I wake up, this is what time I go to bed, and because of that, as somebody that already has chronic fatigue syndrome and Epstein-Barr, my body's like, hey, you know, probably would really help if you had like a regimen, but I don't know how it is for like a long-term business owner. Right now I've only owned it for 7 months. I think right now in the beginning, in the nitty-gritty of it, this is just what your sleep schedule is. It might be that way for 5 years, for more, for less, I don't know, but I know right now, like, I'm not gonna have a sleep schedule, and I have to kind of accept that. But that is a big struggle because there are some days that it catches up with me mentally. I can feel a bit overwhelmed, a little cranky. Sometimes I feel sad, and I know it's just because my sleep schedule is
Yeah.
not, it's not right. It's
Yeah.
not where it should be or could be. So that's been a big struggle because I have to make sure that I'm showing up the same every
Yes,
time for
right.
each client.
Exactly.
I want to greet them at the door with a smile. I want to bring them
Yeah.
in here and make them feel comfortable. I don't
Yes.
want them to feel, oh my god, is she,
Okay.
what's going on with her today? Like, is she okay? So,
Yeah.
it can be challenging, but
Yeah.
I do the best that I can to just, like I said, show up with a smile,
Right.
make sure my people are comfortable, take care of them for that hour, that 90 minutes, that 2 hours, just turn off my
Yeah.
stuff and just check in and be there for them.
Be present.
Yeah, that's why I don't even know if my clients notice it, but before I start their massage, I always put my hands on their body, but my palms are facing up so that I can receive good energy,
Yeah.
whether it's from God or the universe for whatever they
Yes.
need, but my palms always start face up for
Yeah.
that reason. So that I can just get rid of everything that I'm holding on to and just be there
Yeah.
for them.
Present. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And anytime I recommend you to a friend, I'm like, listen, I'm telling you, she takes literally so much extra effort and time, and like, she just puts her all into it every time. Like, I went on a vacation and I got a massage on the cruise, and I was like, this sucks.
Oh.
So like, I want to go home and like go to my massage therapist. Like, this is
Yeah.
not what I was hoping for, you know.
Oh man.
And yeah, especially with a massage therapist, you know, you have to be comfortable with them. It can be nerve-wracking. Like, I know when I started getting massages, I was like, it's kind of, you know, it's awkward, it's nerve-wracking. You want to make sure you're comfortable, and, you know, so it's like a very important job, you know? You want to, like you said, you want to have the consistency, and every time make sure you're fully there and you're greeting them the same way, and you really do put in the extra effort, which is, you know, it shows, which is good.
I try to, yeah, because it's a very vulnerable place
Yeah.
to be on that table, especially for somebody coming here for the first time. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're essentially unclothed,
Yes,
and now I'm touching your body, and that's a very energetic exchange.
Yes.
So I make sure that I am at, you know, the best of my ability. I am there for that person. You know, whether they need a quiet session, whether they have stuff to talk about. Sometimes people ask me stuff about my life because they want to stop thinking about their life.
That's true, yeah.
I just want to show up and be what they need me to be.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, turn it off.
Yes.
Don't take it home with me.
Yes.
I learned that in hindsight. Looking back, I am grateful for working in healthcare because I learned that in the field. Is you
definitely.
can't take that stuff home with you. I've had to tell people that you know, they're not going to get their vision back.
Right.
Very,
hard things.
very detrimental things to their health, and I mean, it's inevitable. Sometimes you do take it home with you, but it's just learning that like it can stay in this room. You can still have sympathy for that person, but you know, don't let it become you.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do want to say though that my clients, I will always make sure they feel safe. I reach out to my clients if they're sick or if they're getting surgery or something's going on in their life. I check in with them.
Which is great,
Yeah, so, but back to the question, the biggest struggle is definitely my sleep schedule.
Yeah, that can definitely be hard.
For sure.
I totally understand that. Like, I had off work this week one day, and I stayed up too late, and I slept most of the day, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I needed some extra rest.
Do you have that, what's it called, when you purposely stay up late? It's like, I forgot what it's called, but it's when, you know, you're busy all day, so you're like, I'm staying up late and I'm watching this TV show till 4 in the morning.
Yes.
Yep.
100% yes. Yeah.
Or I'm gonna scroll on my phone, or I'm gonna come up with a new idea.
If I don't have time for myself during the day, I'm gonna make that time at night. And well, you know, I do need that time. It's also like, you also need sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. If I don't get my 8 hours, I'm cranky, I'm sad, I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my god, like, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah.
So I'm at least grateful, like, I stayed up a little late, but I was able to sleep in late, kind of make up for it. And then I was like, wow, it took one night to, like, completely mess up my whole sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Because now I slept so late, I'm not going to go to sleep tonight. I'm going to sleep late again tomorrow. And then it just, you know, kind of spirals from there.
Repeats, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been trying to be really intentional and really good with my phone, and like, okay, 9 o'clock, phone off. Like, you want to watch TV for a little bit, fine, but phone, laptop, off, put it away. because the blue light and the radiation and everything. I'm like, yeah, you need to spend more time off your phone and away from it. So been trying to do really good with that, but it's hard, you know, especially working on your phone. It's like I'm checking my phone all day. If someone calls me, I gotta answer it. Someone texts me, I gotta answer it. So it's hard to balance work life and you know, having the phone. And I also have realized that when you own a business, people tend to think that they have access to you 24/7.
Yeah.
Which can be very hard and very overwhelming. And I try to, you know, if a client is kind of overstepping that boundary, I'm like, hey, you know, like I'll be able to respond to you tomorrow or whatever. But that can be hard because they tend to just think like, well, this is my event planner or whatever. Let me text them at 2 a.m. or so that is hard. Sometimes I'm like, I know I need my phone, but I really just want to like turn it off and put it away, and like that's fine. You know, it's like when I go on this next cruise I'm going on, like my boyfriend's like, you want to buy the Wi-Fi? I'm like, no, like leave me away from that for a week. Like
good for you.
The last time I was like, I'm like actually like nervous about that. I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna have Wi-Fi. I can't text my friends. I can't answer my emails. Can't post anything. I was like freaking out.
So necessary though.
But it is so necessary.
Yeah.
It was like the most relaxing week, just knowing that nobody had access to me until I was ready to come back and be like, hey guys, I'm back. You know.
And in terms of like business opportunities, like regardless if you had your phone or not, like what's meant to happen is going to happen anyway. So whether your phone is in the ocean or you had it, like you're good. You're not going to miss an opportunity that's not for you. You know? Or that is for you rather. So I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah, that's definitely like everyone needs to do that once in a while for sure. And
100%.
I'm trying to have more days where I'm like, let me put my phone away for the day. It's very hard, but you know, we're trying, we're working on it.
That's all you can do.
Okay. What do you do for self-care, and what's your kind of go-to self-care routine?
Okay. I love self-care.
Yes, I mean, you have to in this profession.
Oh my gosh.
But also just in life, you know, I've realized lately, I'm like, I think I've been putting a lot of people before myself with my job, with my life, with my friends, and I'm like, you need to take care of yourself because you're letting yourself go. It's starting to show. So I'm like, all right, I gotta like put everything else aside and just focus on myself for a little while.
And it's good that you're
makes such a difference.
Aware of that too.
Because I realized for a long time that I was not aware of it, and then I was like, whoa, like it all hit me.
Like this?
It all hit me at once, and I was like, I need to just take a step back. Let people know, like, hey, I need some time. Like, let me take care of myself. So.
Sometimes we need a day where, like, and I say this, like, I could be home all day and not say a word. And, like, that's self-care.
That is.
That is, like, so lovely where I'm just washing my dishes and I'm like, I haven't spoken to anybody today. This is so nice. But in terms of, like, what I do for self-care, absolutely massage therapy. I have been getting massages since before I even went to school for it.
That's great,
even when I would go to get my nails and my toes done, I was always like, extra 10 minutes, please.
Yes, please.
Like, always did that. But yeah, always got massages. I'm new to facials. Never really got facials up until...
Me too. I kind of started recently,
up until like last year. Again, my landlord, she's not only a doctor, but she owns the med spa down the way. So I get my jet peel facials over there. I just, oh my gosh, they're so relaxing.
Yes.
I never really knew. I was like, all right, they're just washing your face. No, it's
so
much
more
than that. It's so much more. They're doing like lymphatic drainage, all this like crazy stuff to your face. It's just so nice. So that, when the weather allows, I love going on walks. I love a good walk.
It's so nice.
I throw on a podcast, or sometimes I put nothing on and I just listen to like the birds. And I don't think about anything. Like, it's crazy. I don't think about a damn thing.
It clears your mind so well. Like, it's just like,
oh my gosh,
pure bliss and just peace.
I have the bay at the end of my road, so I take a walk down there and I just close my eyes, or sometimes I look at the water. Self-care, what else do I do? Oh my goodness. Sometimes self-care for me is spending a day at home. Taking an everything shower.
I love a nice rot day. Just stay at home, stay in your pajamas.
Hanging on the couch, watching TV. Because we have to not so much turn our minds off, but we have to take a step back from that hustle of constantly feeling like we
Yes.
need to do something every
Yeah.
single day, and like the world is going to burn if we take a
Yeah.
24-hour what's it called, isolation day,
Yeah.
where we're like, no, not leaving the house.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that so many people that I've spoken to feel such guilt when they do that.
I do. I know I do.
Yeah. Sometimes they're like, well, I could be doing this, or I could be doing this, taking care of this paperwork, or sending these emails, or, posting new content. It's like, or no, I could just be
Rest.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Rest is so
Yeah.
essential so that we can show up
Yeah.
for us and others. So,
Yes. Yeah. And
self-care.
there's always something to be done.
Yeah.
You'll get it done.
You will get it done.
You'll get it done, and then there will be more to do anyway.
There's never gonna not be something to do. So just chill out, have a good time.
Yeah.
But self-care. For me, super simple.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I can't really. Not that I can't get my nails done anymore.
Yeah, but it's
they grow
harder,
really fast,
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel good for
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
receiving a massage. So I used to get my nails done. I don't do that anymore. Just really super, super simple things. Like I
Yeah.
said, a walk, everything,
Yeah.
shower, massage therapy, and just chilling out.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
relaxing. It's the
Yeah.
best thing,
It is.
Coming home after a day of work or on days off, just taking that time, you'll feel so good after, you feel so much better. You're just like, oh, I got that time, I got my me time, got to do what I want to do. I know I'm always thriving on my days off work because I'm productive and I'm also taking care of myself. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, and productivity too is self-care.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I always try to remind myself that taking care of yourself is productive, rest is productive. If you don't do that, you're going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
And I get that all the time. I experience burnout so bad all the time, and I'm like, I need to take a break.
You gotta take care of that
to
for
relax.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out a game plan for you too.
Yeah.
Of once you start to feel it creeping in, say, all right, I'm gonna do a little less on this day. I don't know if you use Trello.
I don't.
Okay, Slice Squad actually recommended that. It's kind of like a to-do list app. So you have one side is your to-do list, the middle is what you're working on, and the end is what you've accomplished. And
I like that.
you can write it down and stuff like that, but to have it laid out in front of you and then you just drag it over when you're done.
Oh, it sounds satisfying.
It really is nice. And then when you see your accomplished list, you're like, oh, I really do a lot of things all the time.
Yeah.
So when you start to feel that burnout creep in, I even will open that app and be like, all right, it's okay for me to take a rest because I really do a lot.
Yeah.
So just to see it laid out in front of you.
That's true. You have to realize okay, I've done quite a bit. Let me take that break. Let me take that step back. And especially with my job being a personal care aide and I go to work to take care of someone. I come home to take care of someone. I gotta take care of myself, my cats, of course. I'm it sneaks up on me so quickly and so easily, and then I'm like, oh my god, and then I'm like, well, now I have to take a day off work because I'm neglecting myself, and this is not gonna go well. So it's hard to balance, but you kind of one day at a time, figure it out as you go.
One day at a time, for sure.
Okay, any fun special projects you're working on now?
Yes, actually. Oh my gosh, yes. So, a girl that I went to high school with, her name is Jess Pollins. She lives in Albany now. She's a physician assistant. I know she works at the hospital still, but she's kind of diving into more functional medicine and holistic medicine.
Nice.
She has her own candle company. It's non-toxic candles.
I
It's
love
called
that.
Intention RX Candle Company. She's on Etsy. But she reached out to me to do a collaboration
Awesome.
of the shen scents. So we're still in the works. We have a call scheduled for Monday, but we're gonna probably have 5 different scents. We're gonna do bundles. So if you want to buy a 2-pack, a 3-pack, 5 of them. We're gonna have a medium size, a small size. They're wooden wicks, so they make that nice little crinkly sound, which I love.
Yeah.
She did say that they burn longer than your typical candle. I'm gonna have all the information once we come up with the game plan, but that's coming up. And then probably in the next year or two, something really big will be happening. But I used to share like everything
Too
that was
much.
happening before it would
Overshare.
happen, and then
Yeah.
it wouldn't happen.
Yes.
Because like now it's this expectation,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I've shared it with the world.
I've learned that too. You gotta kind of keep some things to
Yes.
yourself. Yes.
So just stay tuned.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm very excited about that.
Very excited.
In the next year or two, there will be a lot of just put it this way, a lot of growth.
Nice.
And a lot of new things happening and being offered and available, and I'm very excited about it.
Very
I'm talking
excited.
too much?
No, you're not. No, that's what podcasts are for. That's what podcasts are for.
Yeah.
We could stay and talk all night. That's what they're for. Yeah, that's very exciting. You know, new things, new projects. You know, I was talking to Jackie the other day, and I'm like, I have so many ideas, so many things I want to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to focus on. Like, I want to grow my business, but I also want to do, like, different, you know, things for it. And so she kind of helped me get some clarification on that and what I should focus on for now. She is. She's been so helpful. So that's really nice to have, you know, the community and people to go to and be like, hey, like, this is the situation I'm in. I don't know what to do. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Like, that's so nice. Like, the group chat we have, like, it's just so nice to have people to be like, hey, this is what I think.
Yeah.
Get different opinions, because sometimes you're like doubting your own opinions, or you're like, I think I should do this, but I'm not sure. So it's really nice to have that community. So
yeah, that like reassurance in that group is really nice, because sometimes you don't even need to know like what to do, but just for everybody to back you up and be like, nope, you did the right thing.
Yes.
That's how I would have handled it, or that's how I would have gone about X, Y, and Z.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
really good, and I love the structure of that program.
Yeah, I'm really
I think-
excited to be involved in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you in it like
Not yet.
fully? Okay, you
Yeah.
still okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so soon. So I'm like super
Awesome.
excited for that.
Yeah.
Because I just like I wanted to take business courses in college, and then I was like, but like I don't like school, and
Right.
it's so expensive, and I was
Yep.
like, I already did all these other classes, you know, like maybe not right now or whatever, and then you know I found that, and I was like, this seems better because it's more like I can learn on my terms and learn things that are necessary to know as a business owner.
Yeah.
Because like I know how to be an entrepreneur and I know how to promote and market a little bit, but there's so much more to learn. So
Yeah.
there's a wide variety of things that you keep learning. Everything in life is a big learning curve, and with owning a business, like I'm always amazed that there's always something else to learn,
There really is.
which is really cool
Yeah.
and exciting and also overwhelming. But yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like it's all on you to figure everything
Yes,
out, but
yeah.
then you're like, nope, I'm in this community, and you know, even just posting something to
Yeah.
your story, like, hey, I'm looking for help with whatever.
Yes.
Somebody knows somebody. That knows
Yes,
somebody.
networking and
Yeah.
like having that group chat and that community has been so nice, just as like reinforcements kind of if you're overthinking or you don't know what to do, like it's so nice to have. So
Yeah.
that's really awesome.
And I think for people that experience overwhelm like us, just having that structure of like, this is what you do now, this is what you're going to do next,
Right.
this is how you're going to lay out your content for this week, this is the audience you're going to reach that, you know, if you want to do this or that.
Yeah.
Just to have like, you know, they're not doing it for you, they're just giving you like
Giving
a
you the
list.
steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been really helpful too, instead of
Yeah.
sitting there with like paralysis and like, oh my god,
Yes, it's scary.
I'm so
yeah.
lost.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I
The
see
infamous
myself
question
in
that
5
everyone gets asked.
years? I see myself still heavily involved in my business, however, not physically there as much. I see myself in a home on the water,
Nice.
sitting
I know.
down,
Love
sitting
the
down on my
beach.
couch,
Yeah. Yes.
drinking my coffee or my tea, and just looking back and saying, I'm so glad that you did not give up on yourself.
Yes.
I just see myself continuing to grow the Shen community, just in whatever avenue comes my way. Like I said, I'm very open-minded to doing new things and thinking outside of the box. You know, as you know, I don't just share massage therapy on my Instagram. I share like a little bit more of myself each and every day, so people know that like it's not just a transactional facility. It's a place where you can come and feel like you're at home and like you're seen and you're heard. So in 5 years, I just see that community just growing so much bigger, and people not only coming to receive a massage from me, but coming to, meet people that are like-minded and build friendships with one another. So that comes into play with the thing that I have coming in a couple of years. So that's just big growth. And on the flip side, just me being able to just sit back and
step back.
And just be grateful for where I'm at. So hopefully that is where I will be.
Expanding the business. I can see it for you. I can definitely picture it.
Thank you.
It's a good, it's good. Like, I like that question because having someone really sit back and think about that. It's also like manifesting and putting that intention into the universe and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like a loaded question sometimes, but it's a good question.
It's
and then you can
vision board.
it really is, and you can reflect on it one day and be like, wow, I did that, or my life took this turn, or whatever, because life is chaos. So much happens in so little time, and opening a business really shows you that. Like, it's like so much. You're like, wow, a lot has happened in the past, 2 months, 6 months, a year.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So, where can my followers and viewers find you? I will definitely have it all linked down below, but...
So, they can find me on Instagram at @theshenden_massage. You can find my website, theshenden.co. Eventually it will be theshenden.com. I'm just waiting on that domain. And if you would like to book an appointment, yes, you can find it on theshenden.co, or you can go to the Shenden in Patchogue on Google, click website, and it'll bring you to massage book. That's all I got for you.
Okay. I am not just saying this because I know Rebecca very well. I'm saying it because the first time even I got a massage from you, I was like a different person after. It is seriously so relaxing. It's such a nice environment coming in here. It's so decorated, so cute. You have the nice mirror. You can take your little picture after your massage, and it's just decorated so nice and such a nice space in this room and outside of this room. So definitely worth checking it out. And I think that's all I have for you guys this time, and I will see you guys in the next episode.